What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So today we're going to talk about the PHARO buff that was released within the Season 8 update. So this one, it was made with good intentions, but I will say it was done pretty poorly. And for this video's sake, I'm not really gonna have any sort of class setup because, trust me, it is still not worth using. Like I said, they tried to make it a bit better, you know, more manageable with its recoil, but ultimately failed in a very excellent way. I would say that. So it's no surprise the PHARO has already been known for having terrible recoil before, and what they did in this update is remove well, I guess they stabilized it a lot more by taking out mainly the horizontal recoil. They weren't really specific, but if anything, they removed all the unpredictable horizontal recoil. As for vertical recoil, they never actually fixed that. If anything, it seems kind of worse than it was before, because I don't remember it having a lot of vertical recoil, but it did have a lot of horizontal recoil. But this one seems to be the case more so now. And for a day or two, I was trying to figure out which is the best way to set it up so it won't bounce so much. And really, in all reality, there's no actual way to do so. It's always going to jump like crazy. So because of this, I have like a lot of mixed feelings with it, because I don't really see it being useful in any situation at all. And there's just plenty of other guns or SMGs out there that are far better than this. I mean, the COD's way better than this. And not only this, another problem is that the range is now too short for what the recoil gives. So I said before that it was a good thing that they reduced the range if they were going to adjust the recoil very well, because obviously it was going to be too broken. You're going to be able to three-shot across the map with this thing. And yeah, like, it was reasonable to change something like that, but it's not as reasonable now knowing that they never really changed the vertical recoil. So it's because I assumed that it was going to be a lot more stable than this. I thought it was going to be like a completely overhauled weapon, and it does feel that way a little bit, but it still bounces up vertically by a lot, and it's not worth it, especially like at longer ranges, like in medium range, where you're doing 21 damage and you could only land like one shot because of how crazy the recoil is. And like, if the vertical recoil was more stable, I mean, I would understand, because it would be easier to land shots, but it's not in this case. And you know, having 21 damage at medium range, like 10 feet away maybe, it's not good enough for a weapon that bounces this high. And it's especially at longer ranges where like you actually have to control the recoil even more, and how can you do that when it's just bouncing all over the place? So I would say for the time being, I mean, like, they need to nerf the vertical recoil a bit so it can be a little more stable, because the range it's not really that good. The range would fit the criteria better if it was completely stable or near completely stable. And that's exactly what I thought it would be. That's why I was so excited for a change like this, because honestly, the PHARO is one of my least used weapons, and it would have been nice to be able to at least consistently use it a little bit more and give it a shot to shine. But it just, though, I don't know, with the PHARO, they always seem to mess it up. I'm like, yeah, they'll make some pretty decent changes with it, and they have done that in the past, but it's never really enough. They don't really fix the root of the issues a lot with this weapon, and that's why it's not really even mentioned during this entire update. The ones that they seem to mention the most is the QXR, the chopper, all the other weapons except this one. In fact, them not talking about it, or I guess any player just not talking about it, kind of shows you that this wasn't really a good change. And look, I'll say this right now, just because they don't talk about it doesn't mean that they're not trying to use it, but that's not what I mean. But what I'm saying is that it's the least discussed out of all of the other changes. I mean, all those other ones, like the chopper, those were amazing changes. But this one, it was with good intent, but it wasn't quite there. I think they just need to make a few more tweaks, and I think that would be it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the PHARO down below in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.